well.
I think the 2's going to run a big race. I know, Andy, you were saying that this horse can't win this race. I think this horse is going to outrun her.
I didn't say she can't win. I just worry that she's not going to have great position. I think Freedom Speaks could run in here. Honestly, I'm going to tell you the only horse in this race I think is over their head is the 1 Carey. I don't think there's anybody else here that doesn't have at least some kind of chance to get a piece.
Terrific group. See what happens here. Grade 3, Caress, 5.5 furlongs, sprinting on the lawn. Let's go to Frank Miramonti for the feature on this Thursday card.
We're just waiting on one more. She backed away. Her name is Star Guest. And she has been solidly backed. The current favorite at 2-1. In the colors of Godolphin being back toward the gate. Assistant starters just guiding her over. She's walking in willingly. Ready for the Caress, presented by Albany Med Health System.
Back it up, Hector. So good. All right.
And they're off. A nice start for Future Is Now. Coffee Maker, hard ridden for early speed. And outside of them, Run for the Hills is a close-up third. Don't Look Back at All, Carry Along the Inside is in 5th. Then comes Freedom Speaks. Danse Macabre 7 or 8 lengths off the speed. Star Guest is just outside of her. The 2 trailers, Secret Money and Zeitlos, 21 and 2, 3 across the course. Future Is Now, Coffee Maker, and Run for the Hills, dashing for the quarter pole together. Don't Look Back at All, 4 lengths back in 4th. From the back, Star Guest, blue colors, unwinding her run, has 8 to make up at the top of the stretch. Future Is Now on the inside. In the center, Coffee Maker and Run for the Hills have been going at it throughout. Angling out is Don't Look Back at All, coming to the 16th pole. And Future Is Now puts away those top 2, but a complete cavalry charge coming on the outside. Don't Look Back at All is surging. It's going to be Don't Look Back at All in a photo finish victory. Danse Macabre was coming very nicely along the inside and just missed in a thrilling renewal of the Caress presented by Albany Med Health System.
IRAD Ortiz Jr. has won this race now 4 of the last 5 years. It looked like that streak was going to come to an end. His mount scratched with a fever, gets a pickup mount, and wins at 8-1.
I mean, 8-1's an underlay, frankly, on her, considering her PPs. The Clements lost the favorite in this race. They found an able substitute, and she gets it done. Got an absolutely perfect trip in here, and our friend Danse Macabre runs second. She never fails to show up.
When she rallied up the inside, Paul, I thought she was going to get up, but Don't Look Back at All with that perfect trip. IRAD picked this mount up after his mount scratched, and Joel Rosario also spiked the temperature like Roses for Deborah, and they certainly had a very able replacement in IRAD.
Yeah, when they went 43 and change, the 8 was sitting in the perfect spot, right in the cat seat. And I could see the 5 and the 2. They were both moving at the same time because I had bet the 2. And you could see Adam Beschizza on the 5 looking to his right, imploring his horse. And he had got the jump on the 2, and the 8 already had gotten that jump. What a ride here by IRAD Ortiz Jr. Sometimes he just makes the difference.
How about the performance of the 3, Future Is Now? 21 and 2 with Coffee Maker breathing down her neck, and the number 7 from Mark Cassie running to the hills outside. They abdicated past the 16th pole, those horses, and she hung around and was no worse than 4th and maybe finished 3rd in here in a blanket finish. I mean, the Future Is Now didn't win this race. She finished 3rd, but she ran. I mean, this was a great race, okay? 4 horses across the wire, some terrific performances in here, an upset win for IRAD, but Future Is Now ran well enough to win. What a good race this was.
You could have thrown a blanket over the field at the 8th pole.
You run this race 5 more times, you probably get 5 different winners.
Christophe Clement winning trainer, son Miguel there, and they're going to enjoy this big victory. Grade 3 Caress feature on this Thursday card. And this is a big win for this filly who was the last time we saw her was at Parks.
And a big win for West Point as well. And I think the key for her was the position that IRAD Ortiz got with her, able to get into a comfortable spot sitting 4th.
Pennsylvania bred with the victory.
Well, you end up looking, sometimes I always go back and you look, right? You look back and you look at the horses. You look at the 8 horse who won this race, now 11 for 13 in the exacta with 6 wins. The horse that ran second, we already know, never missed a board. And the Future Is Now is, a horse that likes to win races. This whole field was filled with that, and I think we just dismissed the 8 a little bit here. And she likes Saratoga, too.
Can we see this if we can see the stretch again? I'm curious to see where the Godolphin runner Star Guest ran, because she was right with Dance Macabre